Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. So recently I was working on a renovation project and one of my electrician buddies was showing us how to replace a ballast really quick to convert to LEDs. And he just pulled out his Klein 11-in-1, used the nut driver and the Phillips driver and just popped that ballast out, used the strippers to cut it. It was just quick and efficient. And so it got me thinking, I have a lot of gadgets, a lot of more complicated screwdrivers like this that really do have their use, especially if you need bit storage and handle, or like the Klein ratcheting 11-in-1. It's a very precise screwdriver, and it also can be used along with your power tools. But maybe it's time to get back to basics on certain things. So I was thinking about what would be the most comfortable 11-in-1 to use. I have had a bad experience with the Klein 10-in-1. Even from brand new, the handle was starting to slip on it. It felt loose, and so it kind of bugged you when you would use it. So I just didn't find myself using it. I do like using these Milwaukee ones. I have a couple of them. This one stays in my truck. The only thing I'm not crazy about is the like pentalobe style handle. It's not bad, but I can see why some companies are getting away from that. It's really not that ideal for turning screws. It does allow you to get a lot of torque. So I was walking around Lowe's and I passed by the Wiha 11-in-1 screwdriver so many times. It is made in the USA, which is pretty cool. I'm not sure where their factory is located. And I've always loved Wiha's handles ever since I had the Ultra driver, the 26-in-1 Ultra driver. I believe this one is made in Germany. And so you can tell the rubber overmolding isn't quite as precise on this one, although with this screwdriver, it's a two-piece plastic handle, basically, that they hot form together, and then they have the rubber overmolding is also two-piece. It is a little bit of a harder rubber, it feels like, but it's pretty close to this. I think this one's made in Germany, and very comfortable handles. Look at the full-size handle there that you get. So maybe you don't want a full-size handle. There are some better options or other options that have a shorter handle, but I really like the features on this one. I like the way that the bits are laid out. It is your standard 11-in-1. It's bolstered inside. It uses the standard stamped wings on the shaft. One thing I really appreciate is that, unlike a lot of the Kleins and other designs, they have the Phillips bits on the same side and the flat bits on the same side of your different sizes. Whereas with the Milwaukee one, you flip from Phillips number 2 to the 1/4-inch flat, which is kind of what we're used to. So that's a really nice feature. I like that. Because sometimes if you're just disassembling something and you realize either the number 2 Phillips won't fit in the hole or it's not the right size bit, you can easily flip it. And then this version has the T20 and T25 torques, so it's a little bit larger than your standard, although those are more common sizes. So maybe it's kind of a better general screwdriver. And then, of course, it has the number 1, number 2 square drive or Robertson. So nice design, comfortable handle, feels very robust. You can see the length of the handle compared to the shaft here, so you have a lot of extra room. It isn't solid, so it is hollow, but feels pretty robust. And I could see myself using this nice flat blunt end to hammer in anchors and things like that, tapping in things. And you don't really have to worry about it getting marred up. It's a nice hard plastic. So if you're used to these Wiha handles, which to me are some of the most comfortable, they're nice and round with some like raised, squared off, pronounced, or not pronounced, but like very smoothed ridges, then this would be a good option for you. They also make a 6-in-1 version of this, same handle, and they also have a reaming version of this that I have seen. It'd be cool if they came out with some more versions and expand. I don't know how popular they have been at Lowe's, but this is a good design in my opinion. Much better than the Milwaukee, a big upgrade. And like I said, if you're used to this, that's going to be a no-brainer. And even though it's just a standard 11-in-1, there are some ways that you can modify this. I'll show you. Because it uses the ball bearing double-ended bits, You can go ahead and grab the combo bits from Klein. They're pretty cheap on Amazon. Gives you a C1 and a C2. So if you work on a lot of receptacles and switches, some devices, let's say maybe you're an HVAC guy or you're a handyman and you run into Schrader valves a lot, you could also grab the Klein Schrader core remover. That fits nicely in there. So you can still fine tune this to what you like. Would be pretty cool if you could swap out like the Klein magnetic or heavy duty shaft in here. They're all a standard design, so that would be interesting to see. And it would also be really cool if Wiha would come out with a super stubby version, just like Klein. That would be really interesting to see. And maybe even an impact rated version, if anybody's listening from Wiha. I've really gotten used to using those from Klein. It's a great idea. It makes these even more useful, but I just like the simplicity of this. It's not going to be the smallest to throw in your tool pouch, but you could just throw this in your pocket, throw it in your back pocket or your jacket, along with a pair of strippers, and you can get a lot of work done with something like this. So what do you think? Is it time to go back to basics for certain tools, or do you find yourself using the newer, more innovative designs more often? Be curious to hear in the comments. So there it is, guys. Hope you guys enjoy these short reviews, and we'll catch you on the next video.